welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're tackling something I think a lot of salon owners know all too well, that unpredictable income roller coaster.
Oh, yeah. The ups and downs.
Exactly. You have those amazing months and then, well, then others where you're kind of holding your breath. Right.
It's a real pain point. And that inconsistency, it's not just about the money, you know? It hits your planning, your ability to invest.
Your sleep.
Definitely your sleep.
So what we've done is dive into a whole stack of articles from salon business experts, management platforms, people really in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
And our mission really is to pull out the practical stuff, the actual strategies you can use to build like a foundation of consistent income using recurring revenue.
It's about more than just chasing the next booking. We're talking stability. We're talking building stronger relationships with your clients.
Yeah, moving beyond just that one-off appointment feel.
Exactly, cultivating something ongoing. And the sources we looked at, they're packed with real-world advice. So we're going to try and boil down the best strategies for you.
Okay, let's get into it then. Recurring revenue in a salon. What does that actually mean day to day? Because it's not like, getting a monthly box delivered.
Right, right. Good point. In the salon world, it basically means income you can count on, coming in regularly, maybe monthly, maybe annually, without needing a brand new booking every single time.
Okay.
It's about setting up systems where clients pay on an ongoing basis, maybe for specific services, maybe for special perks.
So you're building this base income stream you can rely on instead of always starting from zero each month. That sounds pretty transformative, actually.
It really can be.
What are the other big wins, besides just the stability?
Well, the predictable cash flow is huge, obviously, especially for getting through those slower seasons.
Oh, absolutely. January slump, anyone.
Exactly. But it also lets you plan much better financially. You see the income more clearly. You can actually make solid decisions about, say, new equipment or marketing or staff training.
Instead of just reacting all the time.
Precisely. You get proactive. And another really key thing, client loyalty.
How so?
Well, if someone's part of a membership or they've bought a package, they're like invested in your salon. They feel connected. It changes the whole dynamic. It's not just a transaction anymore. It feels more like a partnership. They're much more likely to stick with you.
Okay, I see that. Now, I suspect when some people hear recurring revenue, they might think of, giant gym chains or software companies. Is this actually doable for, like, a small local salon?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the things that really came through in the sources. These ideas are super adaptable.
Really?
Yeah. Big chains use them, sure, but the basic ideas, the practical steps, totally accessible for smaller salons. And you could argue it's even more impactful for them, Building that loyal base, getting that reliable income, it can be a game changer.
Got it. So it's not just for the big players. Understanding the why is clear stability, planning, loyalty. Let's talk about the how. What are some real-world ways a salon can actually make this happen?
Okay, yeah. Let's dig into the models. Probably the most common one you see is the subscription or membership model.
Right, like a gym membership, but for hair or skin.
Exactly like that. So clients pay a set fee, usually monthly, sometimes annually, and they get access to certain services or maybe some extra perks.
Can you give me an example? Like, what would that look like in, say, a hair salon?
Sure. You might see something like an unlimited bang trims membership for maybe $20 a month, or a blowout club, 2 blowouts a month for a set price.
Okay. Or for a spa.
Maybe a monthly facial package, like one signature facial plus a brow wax included each month. For clients who get those services regularly anyway, it's convenient and often feels like good value.
Yeah, I can see the appeal for someone who's already coming in often. What about those extra perks you mentioned? What kind of things do members usually get?
Ah, yeah, that's key to making it feel special. Often salons will throw in things like priority booking members get first dibs on appointments, or maybe discounts on retail products. Little things too, like a free conditioning treatment on their birthday month. Just ways to make them feel valued,
So the client gets convenience, maybe saves a bit, feels a bit VIP. What's the bottom line for the salon besides the money?
Well, the predictable income is number one, obviously. That's stability we keep talking about. But it's also huge for client retention.
Because they're already committed.
Exactly. They've paid, they're mentally bought in, they're way less likely to just randomly try somewhere else next time. It really helps build that loyal community.
Okay, memberships make a lot of sense. What's another common strategy?
Another really effective one is prepaid packages.
Like the buy five, get one free kind of deal.
That's the classic example. Perfect. You sell a block of services up front, usually at a bit of a discount compared to paying one by one.
And that works for haircuts, massages, facials, pretty much anything.
Yep. A series of haircuts, a package of manicures, maybe 6 laser hair removal sessions. Lots of possibilities.
Why does a client go for that? Paying up front for things they haven't used yet.
Often it's the savings. They do the math and see it's cheaper per service.
Makes sense.
And for clients who are already committed to coming regularly, it just makes sense. It encourages them to keep up their routine, maybe even pre-book their whole package.
And the salon gets cash up front, right?
Exactly. That immediate cash flow can be super helpful, paying bills, buying inventory, or whatever. Plus, you've basically locked in those future appointments.
Right, because they need to come back to use what they paid for.
Yep. So it boosts retention, too, just in a slightly different way than memberships.
So memberships are steady income, packages are upfront cash and future bookings. Interesting. Are there ways to combine these ideas or other models,
Yeah, definitely. Something else that's popular is offering tiered memberships.
like bronze, silver, gold type things?
Exactly. You create different levels. Each level has different services, different perks, and obviously a different price point.
So you could have a basic tier with maybe one service a month,
Right. And then a higher tier might include more services or maybe access to premium treatments or bigger retail discounts.
and the top tier gets everything.
Pretty much. Maybe exclusive access, first look at new services, things like that. It lets clients pick the level that fits their budget and how often they actually come in.
That seems smart. You're not trying to fit everyone into one box.
Yeah.
What's the main advantage for the salon with tiers?
Well, you cater to a wider range of people. For starters, someone who only wants a basic monthly touch-up isn't scared off by a high price, but you also capture the client who wants the full VIP experience.
And maybe tempt people to upgrade.
That's the other angle, yeah. It gives you an opportunity to increase that average spend per client if they see the value in moving up a tier.
Okay, that makes sense. Are there any more maybe outside the box ways to generate recurring revenue?
There are. One interesting approach mentioned was forging partnerships with other local businesses.
Oh, like who?
Think about nearby gyms, maybe large offices, hotels. You collaborate with them.
How'd that work?
You could offer, say, a corporate wellness membership. Partner with a local company to give their employees discounted monthly massages or facials.
Ah, like a perk for their employees.
Exactly. The company might subsidize it or just promote it internally. Or you could offer exclusive deals to members of a nearby fitness studio. It basically opens up a whole new channel to find clients who might sign up for recurring services.
That's clever. Tapping into existing communities.
Yeah, it's about finding those mutually beneficial connections to bring in a steady stream of business you might not otherwise reach.
Okay, these all sound great in theory. Memberships, packages, tiers, partnerships.
Mhm.
But let's talk practicalities, the nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
How does a salon actually manage all this? Tracking who paid, who used what? Seems like it could get complicated.
Yeah, you definitely need a system. And this is where good salon management software is absolutely crucial.
Like the ones you mentioned earlier, Mango Mint, Myo Salon.
Exactly. Platforms like those are specifically built for this stuff. They can handle setting up memberships, tracking how many sessions someone has left on a package, automating the recurring billing.
Automating the billing sounds essential.
Oh, totally. You don't want to be manually chasing payments every month. Good software handles the charging, sends reminders, tracks usage. It takes a huge administrative load off the salon owner.
That's a relief. Okay, so the tech helps. But what about, well, what if clients abuse it? Like someone gets an unlimited membership and practically moves in. Does that happen?
It's a fair question, and it definitely comes up. But the sources we looked at suggested it's less of a problem than you might think.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, the data shows most people use the services fairly consistently, but not excessively. Life gets in the way, people have jobs, families.
Right, they don't actually have time to be there every single day.
Exactly. Plus, there's a psychological thing. They appreciate the value, but don't necessarily feel the need to max it out constantly. And importantly, you can build in reasonable limits.
How so?
You can structure the tiers carefully. Maybe unlimited means, say, a maximum of 4 visits a month for a specific service. You just need to be clear about the terms.
Okay, so setting clear expectations up front is key.
Absolutely. Transparency is vital. And remember that prepayment effect we talked about. It builds loyalty. They've already committed, so they come back regularly, but not necessarily constantly.
That makes sense. They value it because they paid. Okay, so for a salon owner listening, maybe feeling intrigued, but also a bit overwhelmed. Where's a good place to start?
Yeah, don't try to boil the ocean. The consistent advice was start small, test the water.
Like, don't launch 5 membership tiers at once.
Exactly. Maybe just pick one popular service like blowouts or basic facials and create a simple membership or a small prepaid package for just that service.
Okay, pilot program first.
Yeah, see how clients respond, work out the kinks in your process with something manageable. Then you can think about expanding later if it's working well.
That feels much less daunting.
And the other critical piece, talk to your clients. Ask for feedback
Before you launch something.
before, during, after. Ask them what kind of package or membership they would find valuable, what services, what price point. Their input is gold.
Right. Tailor it to what your actual clients want.
Precisely. That way you're not just guessing, you're creating something you know has a better chance of success because it meets their needs.
Smart. Okay, let's just quickly pull the main threads together from this deep dive. We've seen recurring revenue isn't just a buzzword. It's a real strategy for salons to get off that income roller coaster.
Definitely. We looked at those core models, subscriptions and memberships, giving that steady, ongoing income and client connection.
Right. And prepaid packages offering that upfront cash boost and locking in future visits.
Then there were tiered options, a great way to cater to different client needs and maybe nudge up that average spend.
And don't forget those local partnerships, a creative way to tap into new customer pools for recurring business.
And underpinning all of them are those key benefits. Predictable income, which means better stability in planning.
And deeper client loyalty, building real relationships beyond just the service itself.
Exactly.
So if you're listening and that feeling of unpredictable income hits home, it really sounds like exploring even one of these models could make a significant difference.
It really could. It's about shifting from constantly chasing the next appointment to building something more sustainable, more resilient, creating those ongoing connections.
That's a great way to put it. And maybe a final thought to leave everyone with. Just imagine how focusing on building that loyal, recurring base, rather than only hunting for new clients, could change the whole feel and future of your salon. It's about building community and lasting value, right? Not just single transactions.